Welcome to Metropolitan Stadium.
Call it in the air, please.
Heads.
Heads, he calls.
Hey, listen now. 4 quarters, 60 minutes, and we're the champions.
Yeah!
Two teams dominated pro football in 1977. One was totally predictable, the other totally unexpected. The Denver Broncos had not won a single title in their 18-year history. But after waiting patiently for almost 2 decades, broken promises became answered prayers for Bronco fans as their team unseated a world champion and captured the AFC Championship. The sun never sets on the Dallas Cowboy Empire, and once again they basked in the afterglow of a championship season.
Staubach has him up to the line of scrimmage, got Drew Pearson about 10 yards wide to the left again. Roger back to throw, pumps it once, sends it long for Dupree. It is caught for a touchdown. What can you say? This is complete, total, utter domination.
Defense stood head and shoulders above offense in 1977. The bottom line proved that defenses were tough to budge and even tougher to score points against this past season. From either the traditional 4-3 or the unconventional but increasingly popular 3-4, defenses rocked offenses back on their heels and flat on their backs. Blockers were outnumbered and overpowered, and quarterbacks became sitting ducks in the shambles of the pass pocket. With quarterbacks being tossed around like tumbleweeds, things were bound to come to a head. The long bomb, though still not a dinosaur from football's past, was in danger of becoming extinct. No receiver in the NFL gained over 900 yards, when 1,000 used to be the measure of true excellence. Even the old tried and true throw to the post succeeded as much by luck as by design. When straight-up orthodox football failed, offenses created more innovative ways to spread open a defense. It takes a special individual to circumnavigate a football field and find his way home to 6 points. Such a man is the Houston Oilers' Billy Johnson. Johnson is pro football's long-distance runner and the last of a dying breed, the triple threat. As a ball carrier, he averaged over 17 yards a carry and scored a 61-yard touchdown. As a pass receiver, Billy J averaged over 20 yards a reception and caught 3 touchdowns. His longest a 71-yarder. The 6-point dance was Billy's signature, but his trademark was returning kickoffs and punts, something no one did any better. Number 84 led the NFL in punt returns and scored 2 touchdowns. His longest, an 87-yard cross-country spectacular against the Seattle Seahawks. In an age of specialists, tiny Billy Johnson was a virtuoso as he scored touchdowns running, receiving, and returning, and averaged a gaudy 60 yards in so doing. The value of a one-man band cannot be overestimated. The Chicago Bears were a team who played notably off-key for many seasons until the dazzle of Walter Payton almost single-handedly carried them to the playoffs. Sweet Walter set a single-game rushing record of 275 yards, and for most of the year threatened to erase O.J. Simpson's single-season mark of 2,003 yards. Payton's unique talents overcame such glaring Bear deficiencies as a lack of a proven quarterback and a championship-caliber defense to become pro football's premier running back. Payton fell short of O.J.'s record, and so too did the Bears' title dreams, which were cruelly crushed by the doomsday defense of the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs. In 1977, Tom Landry had many reasons to smile. His defense was ranked #1 in the NFL, and so too was an offense generaled by calm and collected Roger Staubach. The Cowboys' horn of plenty spilled to overflowing, with the addition of number 33, Tony Dorsett, who gave them the one element they have historically lacked: 1,000 yards of breakaway speed.
The handoff goes to Dorsett, dances into the secondary and heads left. The 30, the 40, comes right to the 50, to the 40. He's going to score an 84-yard touchdown. Tony Dorsett, 84 yards on the touchdown.
While Dorsett cemented an already solid team, the arrival of Joe Namath in Los Angeles was heralded as a clarion call to the Super Bowl. Unfortunately for the Rams, while the brain was still keen, the body was not, and the team stumbled steadily backward in forced retreat. The king was dead. Long live the king. Fortunately for the Rams, young and princely Pat Hayden, number 11, sprightly stepped in and led them to the NFC Western title and a crushing 35-3 victory over the Minnesota Vikings. After the Ram loss, many condemned the antique Vikings as throwaway junk. But the Purple proved resilient and bounced back into contention like a rubber ball. With each victory, they did not appear to be so old after all. Even the crucial loss of quarterback Fran Tarkenton failed to disrupt their drive to the NFC Central title, which was climaxed by a heroic rally that saw them transform a 24-0 San Francisco 49er lead into a 28-27 victory. The Vikings were champions of the Central again. A reprieve, many thought, before their burial in their playoff rematch with the Rams. It was the Norse custom to bury Vikings aboard a burning ship at sea. But in the Coliseum, the game proved a soggy funeral for the Rams' Super Bowl ambitions. Minnesota won 14-7. And instead of the dispirited Rams, it was the Vikings who would contest the mighty Dallas Cowboys for the NFC Championship. At Texas Stadium, the only storybook finish was authored by the Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys won convincingly 27-6 and swept into the Super Bowl for the 4th time in their history. As defending Super Bowl champions, the Oakland Raiders were expected to collect another AFC Western title by default. They had a premier quarterback in number 12, Ken Stabler, and the NFC's best tight end, number 87, Dave Casper. This combination led Oakland to an 11-3 record, good enough to win the title most seasons, but not in 1977, as the proud Raiders fell a game short of the Cinderella Denver Broncos. The team's success, coupled with the boundless enthusiasm of their fans, created the season-long craziness called Broncomania. It began as a love affair with the team and mushroomed into a social epidemic. Two new Broncos touched off the rages of Broncomania and blazed a path to a championship. One was head coach Robert "Red" Miller, who cast away the doubts by the sheer force of his personality. The other was born-again quarterback Craig Morton, whose faultless, if conservative, leadership shepherded Denver to its first championship. While Denver rode on a roller coaster of unbridled enthusiasm, the Cincinnati Bengals, some said, lacked the emotion to win a title in the AFC Central. But in the 13th week, they overcame the jinx of the Pittsburgh Steelers, a team they had not beaten in 6 straight games. With their 17-10 victory, they needed only to defeat the Houston Oilers in the 14th week to capture the AFC Central. As Ken Anderson's pocket collapsed, so too did the season, as the Bengals lost 21-16 and handed the championship to the Pittsburgh Steelers, whose sunny smiles obscured the darker troubles of a chaotic year. The Miami Dolphins were expected to swim upstream, fighting the heavy tides in the AFC East. Don Shula is a positive thinker and certifiably a coaching genius, and his surprising team was in the thick of the fight throughout the 1977 season. The Dolphins played exciting, wide-open football. Unfortunately for them, they were in a division with a country boy named Bert Jones, who threw the ball a country mile for the Baltimore Colts. To win the East, Baltimore had to defeat the New England Patriots in the season's 14th week.
3rd and 18 from the 22. Here comes a blitz. They picked it up now. Another blitz. Jones throws down the middle. Raymond Chester's got it. Chester to the 20. Chester to the 10, to the 5. Scores! Played their hearts out, but the Colts have won the game. It is all over. Baltimore's Memorial Stadium is an outdoor insane asylum. Memorial Stadium rockets to great cheers for a deserving, very courageous, and most importantly, victorious Baltimore Colt football team.
The Colts' 30-24 victory over New England put them into the playoffs, where they faced the Oakland Raiders and the slingshot passing accuracy of Ken Stabler. No man was more responsible for the Raiders' ultimate victory than tight end Dave Casper, number 87. Casper helped send the game into its first overtime when this magnificent catch led to a game-tying field goal. Then in the second overtime, after 75 minutes and 43 seconds of play, Casper's touchdown catch ended the third longest game in NFL history, as Oakland defeated Baltimore 37-31. The Raiders then traveled to the Mile High City to face Denver and 75,000 Bronco Maniacs for the AFC Championship.
Let's go! Go now! Come on now! Hold on to the ball!
Craig Morton's first completion of the day resulted in a 74-yard touchdown by Haven Moses, number 25. And the Denver Broncos never had to look back on this, the brightest day in their 18-year history. Each week during the regular season, everyone predicted that the Broncos would stumble and fall. But here in 1977's 16th week, their path ran straight and smooth and led directly to Super Bowl 12.
Jumping up and down on the sidelines. The fans respond. Listen to this crowd. The Broncos on the field. It is over. The miracle has happened. The Broncos are going to the Super Bowl.
Hey, listen now. 4 quarters, 60 minutes, and we're the champions. Yeah! Let's go, baby!
The question in Super Bowl 12 was whether Denver's emotional binge outweighed Dallas' clear-cut superiority in talent. Unfortunately for Denver, it was doomsday in the Dome as the Cowboy defense dominated and the Orange was crushed. The Doomsday defense collected 5 quarterback sacks, caused 8 turnovers, and set the tone for an offense that ranged from sputtering to spectacular.
Shotgun formation, Preston Pearson and Tony Dorsett in the backfield, along with Roger Staubach. A 3-man rush again. Roger goes deep across the middle. Way downfield, and Butch Johnson caught! Touchdown! A sensational diving catch by Butch Johnson, the Cowboys' second-year wide receiver.
The Cowboys led Denver 20-10 in the fourth quarter. And with 7 minutes remaining, it was the proper moment for a play they call Fire Toss 38, Halfback Lead, Fullback Pass. Robert Newhouse's touchdown pass to Golden Richards climaxed a decisive victory over the Cinderella Denver Broncos in Super Bowl XII. It was a fitting end to the year 1977, as the Dallas Cowboys, the top offensive and defensive team in the NFL, capped a world championship season with their second Super Bowl victory, 27-10.
It began in the autumn of 1977 in Denver, Colorado. It was a fever that raged throughout the Rocky Mountains, leaving all of its victims colored a resplendent orange. They called it Broncomania. After 18 years, the loyal, long-suffering fans of the Denver Broncos finally had something to cheer about.
The fans respond. Listen to this crowd. The Broncos on the field. It is over. The miracle has happened. The Broncos are going to the Super Bowl.
In contrast to the spirit and exuberance of Coach Red Miller and his surprising Broncos was the business-like efficiency of Coach Tom Landry and the cool Cowboys of Dallas.
Not bad, Scotty, not bad.
In 1977, Landry directed the Cowboys to their fourth Super Bowl, and they approached the trip to New Orleans with the relaxed attitude of a team that is accustomed to winning.
I'm looking forward to going down there and eating some oysters and shrimp, gumbo. Take it easy for a couple days.
Dallas earned their berth in the Super Bowl with a daring and deceptive offense that rolled up more yards and scored more touchdowns than any team in football. Their hard-charging defense led the National Conference in quarterback sacks and was so devastating in its execution that it became known as the Doomsday Machine. Matched against this savage skill and strength would be the heart and hustle of the Denver Broncos, who left for New Orleans hoping to fulfill the prophecy of their frenzied fans with a victory in the Superdome.
All right, bring him in, bring him in, bring him in, bring him in, bring him in.
Watch out, watch out, watch out. You guys got to watch out.
Hey, watch out. Hey, listen now. 4 quarters, 60 minutes, and we're the champions. All right, let's go, baby.
Standard set behind Roger Staubach. Now, here's the handoff and a reverse, the fumble in the backfield.
Right from the very first play, Super Bowl XII was a coach's nightmare.
And Butch Johnson dropped the handoff.
It was fiercely fought, but frightfully flawed.
Jackson blitzes, they've got Staubach. Fumble! Denver has it. No, there's no official indication yet. Hold it. The Denver players say they have it. Dallas got it. Dallas got it.
The game set Super Bowl records for the most fumbles, most turnovers, and most penalties. It lacked structure and style, but not intensity.
And they may call face mask. And the Cowboys are really going to protest because Charlie Waters was clearly being held by the man blocking him. But I think Charlie also grabbed the face mask of the blocker. And Tom Rafferty's getting into it with somebody.
Hey, 56, you can't do that. Hey, get that guy out of there. You can't do that. Gonna rip his legs off. Rip him up bad.
Here's the handoff. Goes to Bob. No, Craig still has it and wants it all. Going deep for Haven Moses. He's open. And now he's out. It's intercepted by Benny Barnes. The ball hung up in the air, allowing Benny to get back. Staubach flips to the left side, fires deep for Dupree at the 10. Billy Joe fumbles the ball. It is recovered down at the 15-yard line by the Broncos. And now what an emotional game. Now it's swinging back the other way. Sports play action, back to pass. Fires it out and it's intercepted again. Mark Washington to the 40, to the 50. Down the I'll tell you why that ball was intercepted, because Ed Jones was all over Craig Morton like ugly on an ape, as they used to say when I was in school.
The interceptions and fumbles punctuated a drama dominated by 2 outstanding defenses. Different in design, but equal in effect. Denver's emotional orange crush defense buried the Cowboys under an angry avalanche of swarming defenders. While the Orange Crush performed as a group, Dallas's doomsday defense was a series of splendid solos. Number 54, defensive tackle Randy White. Defensive end number 72, Ed Jones. Defensive end Harvey Martin, number 79. While Dallas went after Craig Morton with its front 4, Denver used its linebackers to lead the assault on Roger Staubach. The Bronco linebackers disrupted the Dallas offense with a daring variety of blitzes, and Staubach was sacked 4 times in the first half. But in one respect, Denver's play was as disappointing as it was successful. All season long, their defense had won games by capitalizing on opponents' mistakes. But today, Denver let each opportunity slip through its grasp. The Cowboys fumbled 3 times in the first 5 minutes, and Denver failed to make a single recovery.
And the Cowboys have recovered the ball.
This one simple fact tipped the balance of the game in the Cowboys' favor. Their defense made the big plays that Denver's did not. 4 times in the first half, the doomsday defense intercepted Craig Morton. Denver's offense passed out gifts like a department store Santa Claus, and the hustling Cowboys gleefully scooped up the goodies.
At the 25 to 30 and cut down, fumbles the ball. Cowboys recover. Are you believing this? That's 6 turnovers in the first half for the Denver Broncos. Well, there are going to be so many things to talk about when this was over.
Dallas's offense managed to convert 3 of the turnovers into scores. 2 of them resulted in field goals. And after 1 interception, the Cowboys gained possession of the ball on the Denver 25. And from there, Tony Dorsett, number 33, led them to the first touchdown of the game. At the end of a bizarre and brutal first half, Dallas led 13-0. At the beginning of the second half, Jim Turner kicked a 43-yard field goal for Denver's first score of the game. Despite the offensive disasters of the first half, the Broncos were only 10 points behind, and their spirit got an added boost when it seemed as if Dallas would continue to have trouble holding on to the ball.
Fumbles the ball, picks it up, nailed as he gets to the 21-yard line. Second fumble for Butch today.
It's not starting off as Butch Johnson's day, exactly. Fumbling that kickoff, fumbling the double reverse handoff on the Cowboys' first offensive play of the day.
Okay, everybody ready? Let's go.
Cowboys get it for the first time in the third quarter. They've
Red
got
right, power 49, near Gio. It's on 2. It's on 2. Ready? Break.
Johnson's fumble was just an unpleasant reminder of the chaotic first half, and it was soon forgotten as all the parts of Tom Landry's intricate offense began to function in their prescribed pattern. Early in the third quarter, Landry used his running backs as primary passing targets. When Denver's linebackers finally closed down on this maneuver, Landry then instructed Staubach to use the running backs as blockers instead of receivers. The running backs cut down the rush of Denver's troublesome linebackers, and for the first time in the game, Staubach had time to locate late opening receivers downfield. The Cowboys' fast action shotgun blasted open holes in Denver's defense, then demolished it with one booming bullseye.
A 3-man rush again. Roger goes deep across the middle. Way downfield, and Butch Johnson caught. Touchdown! A sensational diving catch by Butch Johnson, the Cowboys. second-year wide receiver. Take back everything we said about Butch not having a big day. He's fumbled it a couple times, but I'll tell you what, people talk about the greatest catch ever in a Super Bowl, and they talk about some that Lynn Swann made against Dallas 2 years ago. Butch, diving, he caught that ball parallel to the ground at about the 3-yard line. It was a sensational catch by Johnson.
The touchdown was a spectacular play that Denver seemed prepared for, but still couldn't stop. It was 3rd and 10. Denver was expecting a pass, but there is no adequate defense for the catch that Butch Johnson made. The Broncos trail by 17 points, and they seem to be treading water, too buoyant with spirit and defense to sink, but too empty of offense to move. Just as it seemed as if they might drown, the sea parted, and through it came number 80, Rick Upchurch. Desperate for some offense, Red Miller replaced the battered Craig Morton with Norris Weiss, number 14, a younger and more mobile quarterback. Weiss inspired the Denver offense, and they fought to their first touchdown, a 3-yard plunge by rookie Rob Lidle. A streetcar named Desire once ran here in New Orleans, and it suddenly seemed as if the Broncos' offense had found it. Now, if it could only carry them to a few more scores, their world championship dreams would come true. As the fourth period began, Denver's determined offense still needed more restoration work from Norris Weiss. What it got instead was a demolition job from the doomsday defense. The same fierce pass rush that had destroyed Craig Morton was now supplemented with an occasional blitzing linebacker, and Weiss fell into desperate trouble.
Weiss 5 yards back, has the snap. Here comes the rush. He's up in the pocket. He is there. He fumbled the ball. There's a chase for it, and the Cowboys have recovered. Dallas has the ball at the 30-yard line. That is the 8th turnover by the Denver Broncos this afternoon.
Another decisive move by the Doomsday defense had opened the last door to the most treasured victory in football.
I don't know why, Vern, but I just have the feeling that Tom Landry might have a gadget that he might want to use in a situation like this somewhere here, one of those trick plays.
Blue, hot, hot.
Pitch out. Newhouse goes left, pulls up, wants to pass. Fires it deep for goalie Richards. Caught, touchdown! Robert Newhouse is being mobbed by John Fitzgerald, Thomas Henderson, Preston Pearson, Jay Stowley, Burton Wallace. The whole team is out in the middle of the field.
Robert Newhouse's touchdown pass not only settled the game, but offered a useful lesson in the Dallas style of winning. The touchdown play did not really catch Denver by surprise. Golden Richards was properly covered. It was simply a deadly accurate pass and a remarkable catch. Another precisely executed play against which there is no adequate defense. The kind of big game-breaking play the Cowboys had made all afternoon, on defense as well as offense. Perhaps the best explanation of Super Bowl XII came from Denver's Jim Turner. We were out there thinking about winning, he said, and they were out there thinking about football. The man doing all the thinking was Tom Landry, who once again delivered an entertaining lesson in winning football. In Super Bowl XII, it was a lesson on how a superbly conditioned team of eager athletes can pry open a tough, hard-hitting game and extract from it the stuff of victory.
This NFL Films production has been brought to you by the National Football League. The NFL is online at www.nfl.com.